So to go back to do it that way, to sort of finish the story the way that it was intended, is just like, it's what you hope to do in a TV show. You know, you hope to end it on the note that, you know, when the creators started it, that's exactly how it's going to end. So it was really special.
Madeline, how did you feel about John B. and Sarah's wedding being, you know, the moment that closes out the show and just sort of that sense of community at the very end?
It was sweet. I genuinely would not change a thing about it. I knew that they planned on ending on a note like that or something similar to the wedding or the chateau and the baby, but it was really special because I didn't know that they planned on bringing a bunch of the core cast back to a core season 1 and 2 location. So it was a really, really joyful day for everyone, I think.
How did you feel about John B. and Sarah's wedding being what closes out the show?
Oh, I mean, like, it's the most kismet way to do it. And the beauty behind it is, like, that's exactly what Jonas told us it was supposed to be. So to do it at the chateau, and that was we hadn't been at that location in, 3 years? Something like that?
Yeah.
So to go back to do it that way, to sort of finish the story the way that it was intended, is just like, it's what you hope to do in a TV show. You know, you hope to end it on the note that, you know, when the creators started it, that's exactly how it's going to end. So it was really special.
Drew, Rafe wasn't at the wedding, unfortunately, but we did get this really emotional, FaceTime, you know, but we did get that really beautiful, you know, goodbye.
You know, that FaceTime was a real FaceTime. I was at my apartment in Charleston, and you all called me, and I was just in my bed. I was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Come to set," and I was like, "All right." So that's actually me answering the phone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what are you guys doing?
Just kept the cameras rolling.
Yeah. And then
I had my eagle eyes on. I was like, maybe he's in the back there, and there's like a secret cameo.
Just poking around the corner.
Yeah.
And I did want to ask, you know, Madeline about, you know, Sarah and Rafe's final scene. What was that like for you? Because it was a really emotional moment for her. You know, she's, you know, lost a lot of her family, and you know, I know that they've been through quite the ringer there.
It's just what haven't they been through?
But yeah, and they did find their way to sort of have a little bit of common ground. What was that like for you? You know, with Drew and being siblings and just saying goodbye there.
It was emotional. I think it was cathartic for both me and Drew. Drew and I have had so much fun over the years, you know, portraying Sarah and Rafe's dynamic and just kind of, I don't know, playing ball and going back and forth. And I adore working with him. And that was always, you know, our sibling dynamic was something I always really, really enjoyed about the show, even though it was always sorry, but he's just so incredibly good at it. And so it did feel kind of like I was saying goodbye to him and Rafe, even though I wasn't. But it did kind of come through, I think, in the performances for both of us. I don't think we planned on it being that emotional, but it was. And I think it served its purpose.
That wasn't my last day on set. That was probably, I guess it may have been 3 weeks before we wrapped. But yeah, it was. But that was a very emotional day. I mean, particularly with Maddie there. I mean, it felt like, you know, I mean, Maddie's like a sister to me, and it truly felt like I was saying goodbye to a sister. So yeah, but I'm glad Rafe got that moment with everyone. It feels like a bit of closure. You know, it's a bit tragic in the end, but yeah, I feel like he's kind of he's come to some cathartic conclusion in the end.
It was a weird day because that was the first time we had like started. It was the first scene we did to where it actually felt like we could feel the end.
Yeah.
I remember, obviously John B was not supposed to be emotional at all, and I was like having to get out of my own way. So I was like, oh, wow, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
You start shooting endings for all the characters. You start to feel like, oh, this is truly.
Yeah.
Chapters coming to a close.
Like you hear picture wrap
Even
on
if it's not the
some
last
people.
day, right?
Yeah.
Like saying goodbye.
Right.
You know, looking back for all of you, what, you know, of this final season, do you have a favorite moment or scene that, you know, you'll, you know, sort of always sort of keep in your back pocket?
I love the wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the wedding's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.